Welcome to this overview of Chapter 12, Section 1. Congress organizes. Let's break down how Congress kicks off a new term and gets to work. Congress convenes. Every 2 years, on January 3rd of odd-numbered years, a new term of Congress begins. When this happens, both the House of Representatives and the Senate meet to organize choosing leaders, assigning members to committees, and getting ready to tackle legislation. Opening Day in the House. Opening Day in the House is a big event that takes place after elections. The Clerk of the House starts the session by calling it to order and taking roll. One of the first tasks is electing the Speaker of the House, always from the majority party. Once elected, the Speaker is sworn in and then swears in the rest of the members. After that, the House adopts its official rules and assigns members to committees. Opening Day in the Senate. The Senate handles opening day a bit differently because it's a continuous body. Only a third of senators are up for election every 2 years. That means the Senate doesn't need a full reorganization. Instead, new senators are sworn in, and any open committee or leadership spots are filled. The State of the Union Address. Each year, the President delivers the State of the Union Address to a joint session of Congress. This important speech is given in the House chamber and lays out the President's goals and policy plans for the year. Presiding officers. In the House, the Speaker is the most powerful figure presiding over debates, assigning bills to committees, and more. In the Senate, the Vice President of the United States serves as the President of the Senate but only votes to break ties. When the VP isn't there, the President pro tempore, usually the most senior member of the majority party, takes over. Party leadership. Each party holds a caucus at the beginning of a term to select leaders. The majority leader sets the legislative agenda, while the minority leader represents the opposition. Whips help manage communication and ensure party members vote together. Committee chairman. Committees are where much of Congress's work happens. Chairmen are chosen from the majority party, usually based on seniority. They decide which bills to focus on and when to hold hearings, making them very influential. Conclusion. So, to sum up, every new term of Congress starts with a lot of organizing. The House sees more change than the Senate. Leadership roles are assigned, rules are set, and committees are formed. This structure keeps Congress running smoothly and sets the stage for everything that follows. Now Chapter 12, Section 2. Committees in Congress, a key part of how Congress manages its massive workload. 1. Purpose of committees. Congress faces an enormous workload and cannot address every bill or issue directly. To manage this, it relies on committees. These committees divide the work and allow members to specialize in certain areas. They review, debate, amend, and determine which bills move forward to the full House or Senate. 2. Standing committees. Standing committees are permanent groups in both the House and the Senate. Each committee focuses on a specific area, like education, defense, or agriculture. Examples include the House Education and the Workforce Committee, and the Senate Finance and Foreign Relations Committees. 3. Committee assignments. Committee assignments are made based on a member's interests, experience, and decisions by party leadership. Leaders aim to maintain the majority party's influence while offering opportunities to all members. 4. House Rules Committee. The House Rules Committee is one of the most powerful in Congress. It sets the calendar for debate and determines how long bills can be discussed. This committee can fast-track, delay, or block legislation altogether. 5. Select committees. Select committees are temporary and created for a specific purpose, such as investigations or responding to crises. Once their task is complete, they are disbanded. An example is the Select Committee on Homeland Security. 6. Joint committees. Joint committees include members from both the House and the Senate. They handle routine matters like oversight of the Library of Congress. 7. Conference committees. A special type of joint committee, conference committees are formed to resolve differences between House and Senate versions of a bill. Their goal is to create a compromise that both chambers will accept. 8. Committee chairman. Committee chairmen come from the majority party and hold significant power over which bills are considered. They are usually chosen based on seniority, the longest-serving member of the committee. Section 2 highlights how Congress organizes itself through committees to manage its massive workload. Standing committees focus on ongoing issues, while select committees address temporary tasks. Joint and conference committees bring both chambers together to streamline legislation, with the House Rules Committee playing a key role and chairman guiding the agenda. This system helps keep Congress efficient and laws moving forward. Chapter 12, Section 3. How a bill becomes a law. 1. The first steps. A bill begins its journey when it's introduced by a member of Congress. While only Congress members can officially introduce a bill, most ideas come from the executive branch, private citizens, or interest groups. Once introduced, the bill is assigned a number and title like H.R. 3410 and recorded in both the House Journal and the Congressional Record. 2. Types of bills and resolutions. There are several types of legislative proposals. Bills are proposed laws that can apply to the entire nation or specific areas. Joint resolutions are similar but often used for special or temporary issues. Concurrent resolutions deal with matters requiring action from both chambers but don't have the force of law. Simple resolutions concern just one chamber and often relate to rules or procedures. Also, beware of riders, unrelated provisions tacked onto bills, often to pass controversial measures. 3. The bill in committee. Most bills never make it past this stage. Once introduced, a bill is sent to a committee and possibly a subcommittee for detailed study. Here, members can amend the bill, pigeonhole it meaning to ignore it, or recommend it for further action. 4. Gathering information. Committees don't work in a vacuum. They gather expert testimony, hold public hearings, conduct research, and sometimes even take field trips. Much of this heavy lifting is done by staffers who dive deep into complex issues. 5. Scheduling floor debate. If a committee approves the bill, it moves to the House Rules Committee. This powerful committee acts as a traffic cop, deciding how long the bill will be debated and whether amendments can be made. 6. Calendars. Bills are placed on one of several calendars based on their type. Union calendar for tax and spending bills. House calendar for general public bills. Private calendar for individual cases. Corrections calendar for non-controversial changes. Discharge calendar for pulling stalled bills out of committee. 7. The bill on the floor. To do business, the House needs a quorum at least 118 members. Debate is usually brief and highly structured. Sometimes the House operates as the committee of the whole, allowing for more relaxed debate rules and quicker action. 8. Voting. When it's time to vote, there are three main methods: voice vote, standing vote, and electronic vote. The final vote is recorded, and if the bill passes, it's engrossed, printed in its final form, and sent to the Senate. 9. Final steps. The Senate then reviews the bill through a similar process. If the Senate makes changes, both chambers must agree on a final version, usually through a conference committee. Once approved by both the House and Senate, the bill is sent to the President, who can sign it into law or veto it. Now lastly, Section 4, we explore how a bill moves through the U.S. Senate from its introduction to its final decision by the President. Just like in the House, senators introduce bills which are read twice and sent to committees. But unlike the House, the Senate allows more open and extended debate, making it a unique part of the legislative process. Senate rules for debate, including the famous filibuster, a tactic used to delay or block legislation through long speeches. The cloture rule, which can end a filibuster with 60 votes. The various ways senators vote on bills. The role of conference committees when the House and Senate pass different versions of a bill. The final step. What happens when the bill reaches the President's desk? So, that's how Congress gets organized, handles bills through committees, and works them through debate and votes until they land on the president's desk to become law, or not.